I've been in training now for, again, about 2 decades. And the amount of, I only grew further and further and further, not just by doing, but by teaching and seeing my students kind of grow and flourish alongside with them,
Yeah.
where they start to create a mastery out of it.
Yeah.
That's nothing, nothing prouder for a person to be like, hey, listen, all these people kind of stem from you,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, imagine teaching Kanye West how to play on the
Yeah,
piano, and now
yeah.
he's taking
Yeah, he's
that to level.
flourished,
So
of course.
it's pretty much the same. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
amount of people
something spark,
I've
right?
seen you personally train, develop, and the things that they're doing, man, it's crazy to
Yeah,
see.
it's a spark, right?
It's crazy to
crazy.
see.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
So and that now enhances your level of learning.
Well, that's
It makes
so
you better.
That's the thing that a lot of people have to realize, that whenever you level people up around you, you level up yourself.
Yeah. What do Ed O'Neill, aka Al Bundy, Elvis Presley, and Ronda Rousey have in common? They're all high level black belts, and they attribute their success in whatever they do through their martial art and their teachings. So today, we're going to be talking about the black belt mentality and how you could add that to your life to crush anything that you want to do.
Today we'll be talking about the black belt mindset, and this is for the person that wants to get the discipline necessary to succeed in life using the principles of martial arts masterhood, right?
So, what gives us the right to talk about black belt mentality, Christian?
Well, I have been in the fitness industry. I have trained probably in the realm of multiple hundreds of trainers. So, 2 decades in this industry, and being in the mastery of training, and yourself being a black belt in judo
Yes.
and a North American Muay Thai champion.
Yes.
So
And you are in jiu-jitsu.
and I am
now
in jiu-jitsu,
you're going hardcore into it.
climbing
Climb
up
the-
to get the years of trying to get my black belt.
Yep.
So we know quite a bit about this topic,
And we always talk about, especially when we're starting this business, how everything's relatable to martial arts. Martial arts is pretty much very central in both our lives.
very
Not only the discipline, the
training
the
aspect
training
of
aspect, the mindset
the
that you have to
mindset, the
have,
meditation, for sure.
the meditation that it brings. And I think we were talking about it, we need to talk about how to take these principles, and anybody could really apply it not just to martial arts but into life and anything they would do.
For sure. So we're gonna get right into it. Number one, martial artists and black belts believe in perfect practice.
Yes. What
It's
does that
not-
mean?
It's not just practicing; it's actually perfecting your repetition. So so say when you're doing a sotogari in judo, you're not just gonna try and throw the guy. You're, like you said before, you're gonna, what is it? After every 19 or 20, then you get to throw one.
So pretty much in judo, so I'm a black belt in judo. I've been doing it since I was 8 years old. I got my black belt when I was in high school. And the number one thing that annoys a lot of people who do judo is the amount of repetitions that you have to do before you even get into fighting, before you even get to randori, which is our version of sparring, rolling and throwing and stuff like that. It's the constant rep after rep after rep after rep. You can't even throw yet.
Yes.
You have to do 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, and then you get to throw once.
Yes. So it's perfecting that repetition,
Yes.
having your body feel it.
Feel it every time, auditing every single rep, right? Every time you go in and out, you're mentally auditing. Okay, was my positioning right? Was my hand position right? Even like a quarter turn of your wrist and your elbow makes a significant
Yes,
difference
angles.
if you are able to throw a person.
Angles, yeah.
So paying attention every single time
To
that
the
you do,
detail,
and being
right?
aware of those details and chasing it.
Yes.
And
I agree.
that's a lot of people these days. They just want immediate gratification, immediate results without perfecting the
Rep.
reps.
Perfecting the rep. That goes to anybody in any industry. That's
Yes.
if you're cleaning a toilet bowl, is it a perfectly clean toilet bowl?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
it's a perfect repetition of squats, is it a perfect rep every time?
Yeah, and we talked
You have
about
to
the mind
master that
muscle mind muscle
mind-muscle
connection, that ties
Yeah.
into specifically this.
Yeah.
Pay attention to your movements in the initial time, because when it comes to the fight, dude, you can't think
You're
anymore.
not thinking.
No.
That goes straight into number two, which is paying attention to small details. But you're going through, the thing is about a black belt in any given art is they're going through repetitions, which seem to be mundane. So the action of you stepping into somebody would be pretty mundane to the regular person. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But you understand like the right place where you have to step, your body positioning, your angle, and
Yes.
this is why you have to do it hundreds and thousands of times.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times my sensei, old Japanese guy, by the way, there's two of them, the hardcore, like the last of the hardcore Japanese senseis in judo in Toronto. I was able to train with them, which is amazing. But they would literally stand beside me and work on my foot positioning for more than like for 3 classes in a row, just foot position.
Yes.
No. You have to right. Like if it's off by a fucking millimeter, no. Because they know, because when you twist and you turn your body, the alignment's totally off.
Yes.
It has to be perfectly
Yes.
aligned. It has to be perfectly aligned.
Yep.
Another thing too is when in judo, when you break fall, right? You have to break fall properly. But when you get up, it's an art too. You have to tuck your right foot in if you're right hand.
Yeah.
Right in. Position yourself properly straight. Fix your belt.
Technical stand up. Yeah.
Make sure your belt is fixed.
Yeah.
Tuck in your lapel. Look straight. Look at your opponent. Stand up. If you do not do that when you're a white belt, you get your ass handed to you.
Yeah, I bet. You have to
Right?
get up with just as much gratefulness and gratitude and gracefulness. Yeah.
Getting up. There's an art to it.
After you've been thrown.
Perfecting getting up.
Yeah,
Perfecting getting your ass up after
Yeah.
getting your ass handed to you.
Yeah. There's
That,
a,
like,
very,
dude.
very much a humility factor.
Yes.
Because, anybody that has climbed the ranks of any martial art or is climbing the ranks of any art or in any industry, you get your ass fucking handed to you almost daily.
Yeah.
And through the
Yeah.
day.
And you just have to accept it,
Yeah.
right? Another huge thing, I think they do this in jiu-jitsu too. You are not allowed to walk in front of a black belt. If they're in line,
Yes.
you do not walk in front of the back. You have to go behind
them.
If we're facing face to face when we're fighting or in the starting
In the lineup, yeah.
in lineup, it's the biggest no-no. Like
disrespectful.
it's super disrespectful. So those details too, like, and I use that sometimes when we walk in front of people. It's like, oh shit, you feel weird about it.
You feel weird, yeah.
But that alone, man, that attention to detail, going around a person,
Yes, as
showing
opposed to right
respect,
across, yeah.
that speaks volumes to your character as you go
1000%.
on. Like, especially if you bring this to the real world, they're just
Yeah.
like, holy shit, this
Even-
person operates in a different way.
Even in a regular setting of going through the grocery stores or excusing yourself from passing by somebody when they're clearly looking in the aisle, as opposed to just stopping
Yeah.
right in front of them.
Yeah.
And, so those are big details.
100%.
Right. Number 3, seeing and feeling the big picture. Black belts often have the big picture constantly in their mind. They almost, allow it to surface in their
Yes.
head before it happens.
This deep
The
visualization.
fight, the deep visualization. Yes, the feeling of it. How would it feel like to win a fight? How would it feel like to throw somebody?
Yeah.
How would it feel like to be victorious?
Yeah.
How does it feel like to be defeated? And do I want to feel like that? Right. The exhaustion.
Yep.
You go through those. So keeping the big picture and seeing the very end. Is
Even when
huge.
you're a white belt, yellow belt,
Yeah. Through
green
the growing
belt,
years.
like,
yeah.
it takes a different type of person to be able to go through these levels, because it's like a video game, especially if you're going high level. Each new belt, and you know this, you unlock new moves.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
allowed to
yeah,
learn
yeah.
new things, right?
It's exactly like a
In
video game,
jiu-jitsu
man.
and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
for sure.
So to visualize and be excited for that next level, and also understanding, holy shit, I still have a lot more to go to that black belt. And then after that black belt level, that's
Yeah.
another level of things that you unlock.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So like keeping that always visualized, especially when there are days you don't want to do it. There are days where you're super tired and you have to get to the gym, and you're gonna get your ass handed to, but you have
for
to
sure,
go.
for sure.
Deep visualization, the habit of doing that. Again, imagine keeping that habit throughout your life, through work, going through the
Yes.
hard times,
The
the
relationships, yeah.
relationships.
Yeah.
Huge asset.
Number 4, failure isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Again, we said you get your ass handed to you almost on a regular daily basis, and you're growing ranks.
Yep.
And it's really the people who succeed and who make it past that are the people who see it as an opportunity to grow and to learn.
Yep.
And you have to really see yourself as a student. You're never a master.
Yes.
So in this process, you you have to be okay with failing over and over again.
Again and again and again. So when I was grade 6, 7, I was like, you know what? If I ever want to be a great champion, I have to level up. So I started going to adult class with my dad. My dad's a black belt in judo.
Yeah, that's right.
He's like, my biggest inspiration in judo because he was old. He was like our age, and
But
he
he
just
became
got
a
into
black
it.
belt, yeah.
Well, he was kind of like how you're a bit older, but
Yeah,
you
of
got
course.
back
Yeah,
into
for sure.
jiu-jitsu. It's like that, and
Yeah,
he
for sure.
never stopped.
Never stopped.
He actually skipped belts.
That's awesome.
Which is
That's
insane to me.
fantastic,
So my dad, man, like big up to my dad. So I was like, you know what? I want to beat I set a goal. I'm going to beat my dad. But in the adult class is the next level shit now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like man strength, like as when when you're a kid,
exactly.
remember we
It's
talked about
different.
bodybuilding? Holy shit, that man
But
muscle.
there's muscle
man
maturity,
strength.
that man strength that's
Yeah.
been there for years.
So as a champion kid, you go to adult class, like, I'm going to run these adults. Dude, I got beat the fuck down, homie. I got beat, like choked to the next level.
Wow.
Arm bars to the next level. The ankle locks for because you have to. Oh, you want to play?
Yeah,
Come
Come
on.
on.
Like adults, like in
Why are you
any,
here?
any nature, like
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
the elders are not gonna let the
Yeah.
youngins.
Why are you here? Yeah.
Yeah, so
if you're not gonna play hard with us, then why are you here?
But to me, anybody else would be like, okay, I failed. I can't bang with these. Like, no, it's for me, it was an opportunity to get better. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not gonna get caught in that again.
This is real life now.
Yeah.
If you want to take it to the next level, you got to beat these dudes.
Yeah.
And then you get better.
Yeah.
Because eventually they'll stop throwing you. Eventually
Yeah.
you
start
start
throwing them.
there's zero. Nobody throws each other.
Yeah.
And then eventually
There's
you get them.
respect, yeah.
And then eventually you get better. And then eventually they don't want to fight you
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
So it's the same thing. Like, always rising to the challenge when you get your ass handed to you. And sometimes pushing yourself to get your ass handed sometimes.
Yes.
Right?
Number 5. This is a big one. Learning how to fall before you learn how to throw or strike.
A strike, yes.
In jiu-jitsu, in judo, in wrestling, you are very much taught how to break fall, which is basically how to accept a fall without hurting yourself, how to absorb it. In other standing and striking martial arts, they teach you defense. And a lot of that stems from footwork and movement. So not necessarily with your hands, but defense comes from your movement. If you do not learn how to do that, how to absorb a hit, you cannot respect it, number 1.
No.
You will never ever respect it. You're not deserving of it.
Yep.
And 2, you will never truly grow and master, because to you it's all about, okay, I want to look flashy and showy and have that. So you're gonna miss a lot of the steps and the quality reps along the way, right?
It's like playing basketball and not learning how to defend. Like you can't your defensive stance. You know how to position yourself. It's the same thing. Like nobody likes an incomplete player.
No,
You're not going to give that person endorsements.
For sure.
You have to be a super complete player, especially these days.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to fall. You have to learn how to get hit before you actually perfect hitting.
And that coincides with the respect factor you start to have, because this will allow you the ability of restraint as you grow through your learning years, and you become a lot more powerful in business, a lot more power. You start to have a heart for those people who are growing up, and you know what it's like, and you're not going to be that asshole. You're not going to go throw around the friggin' white belts.
Yes, I mean, that's
because you know what it's like.
That's a very good principle of leadership.
That's leadership.
If you're a coach, if you're the captain, team captain, if you're the captain of your household, right? You have to know. So like we said, you have to learn how to fall before you throw. So like us, for example, if you're an entrepreneur, you have to learn how to clean the fucking facility before you learn how to run the facility.
Yeah.
So same thing. You have to learn how to deal with bad interaction with customer service, so you learn and understand how to make that better.
Yes.
So same thing. Learn the shitty parts before you try to master the best parts, right? Because it's so easy to try to jump and get into the flashy shit.
Course.
Right, and it goes for social media. Oh, you want to show your abs right away, blah blah. But
what about the?
But how about the realness?
The 6 months of dieting, right?
Yeah. So it's the same thing. It's the yin and yang balance and mastering both ends of the spectrum, because that's real success.
Yes. Number 6. Practice in extreme measures. A lot of black belts do that. They go through gauntlets. So we go through gauntlets.
Gauntlets are, man.
And that means one fresh person after another, 5 minutes at a time, one after the other. You get 30 seconds of rest in between.
So somebody's in the middle. If for you who don't know,
Shark Tank.
So someone's in the middle. That person's going to be the main person fighting everybody. So it's either 5, 6, 7, 8, depending how much of an asshole your sensei wants to be at that time. But yeah, it's what do you guys do? Minute rounds? What do you do?
No, it's 5 minutes
5 minutes each person.
or three. If it's a gauntlet like that, it's probably about 3 minutes.
3
And
minutes
it's a
per
fresh
person. So
fresh.
you fight. So if you're in a mill, you're fighting a person for 3 minutes. After that 3 minutes ends,
You get a fresh
a
person.
fresh person and fight them for another 3 minutes.
Yeah,
and that goes on and on and on until you.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember for my birthday last year or 2 years ago, my instructor Arthur, a good friend of mine, God bless him, put me through. I think it was like 15 rounds of I think
No
3
way.
to 5 minutes. Yeah. For a birthday present.
What a birthday present!
Fresh.
That's amazing.
So I
Yo,
still
we should
made
do
it.
that to the trainers
I
here.
still made it to the bar after, but
Yeah.
but goddamn that. I mean, it's effective.
Hey.
You train in extreme measures because you know what? Your fight every day. Once you open up shop and do business, those clients, those customers are going to be notorious. And if you're not ready for, if you haven't trained for that,
Yes.
if you haven't trained for the rigors of battle, oh, you're gonna fucking,
And
you're gonna
a
heave
big
over.
one too is it affects your endurance, it affects your mindset too.
Yes.
Then that's a huge thing. You learn to understand and accept these hard times as a norm. It's not out of the norm now. That's because the biggest time what I think people fail in is that they feel that these hard times, these crucial times are such they're not part of the plan.
Yes.
When guess what, it is. And now you have to, just like being a surfer, you have to learn how to ride the bigger waves too.
Yeah.
And and ride it and enjoy
Yes.
it, right?
Yes. Number 7, I think you could probably attest to this best, is when you say, when you get your black belt, you realize that,
You are a white belt.
Yeah.
You really are a white belt.
there's two sayings in martial arts. They say that a black belt is simply a white belt that has turned black from dirt and experience over time. And I think you were saying the other day that the black belt eventually,
It wears out and you become a white belt.
again. So if you've when we say this is if you ever see like an old master or somebody that's been in the gym for a long time and you see their belt is, whoa, is that a white belt? Is that a gray? Is that no? That's a black belt that's been used over and over again and it's worn out.
Yes. When you become so good at a skill and you become second nature, the next level of genius is being open to whatever new comes.
Yeah.
Understanding it a bit more finite, in a bit more finite way, really breaking it down a bit more, understanding and accepting that there's new ways of doing things,
Yes.
not being stuck in your old ways.
Yep.
This could go for anyone in fitness. You don't get stuck in the mastering of bodybuilding because there's so many other avenues. Coding, if you're a master coder and you're like, oh, I know every single thing. Okay, but that guy somewhere in India has created something crazy.
Yep.
A black belt wouldn't say, oh, no, that's not going to happen. So they're going to be like, oh, shit, okay, there's a next level of mastery for me.
1000%.
That's the next step to attain. Let's try to do that.
Yes.
Right? There's the understanding that there's infinite level of learning and understanding, and you're just here just to kind of decode it, man.
Yep.
Really, you're a decoder of these things, and it's an amazing feeling.
It just keeps adding to your cup. You just keep filling your cup.
And it
for
adds to
more
being
and more.
humble too,
Yeah,
man. Like
yeah.
you don't know, like it's great that you know so much,
But you don't know.
but you don't
anything.
know everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the littlest, or even another white belt could probably teach you something
Yeah,
too,
for
man.
sure.
And
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from white belts, yellow
Yeah.
belts who saw things in a different way, and it's like, wow, okay, I can incorporate that. That's
Yeah,
cool, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Number 8, it's earned, not given. It's definitely an honor to have that.
In most martial arts.
in most martial
There,
arts.
yes or no, there are some.
There's pay to
there-
play. Yeah, there's pay to play.
And it's unfortunate. And it depends on
It's
the
a business.
dojo. It depends on the dojo. And I don't want to knock any dojos, but
No.
there are some of the people who do that in judo.
Yeah, for
but
sure. There's a lot of martial arts. Yeah, there's a lot.
But
There's a
the
lot.
majority of them who uphold the
The
real
honor,
art,
yeah.
it
should be an
takes
honor.
a long time. And they make it hard for you on purpose.
Yeah, and this comes with a deeper understanding of not just the art you've taken, but yourself as a person, what you can endure, the responsibility that comes with it. Obviously, you become a lot more humble. If you take actually a newer person in martial arts, somebody that's been doing it for a year, as opposed to somebody that's been doing it for 15 or 20 years, I can guarantee you the 15, 20-year veteran is a lot more humble than that first-year vet that thinks oh man, like I'm pretty handy now. I can take care of myself.
Yeah.
Very much so, right?
Yep.
So there's a big responsibility that comes with it.
Yes, a huge responsibility. when you reach a level of success like that, for instance, when somebody comes at you on the streets, you can't pop off as much as you want to anymore because I don't know if they still do that, but for me when I was growing up, like anybody who's high level martial arts, they consider that as a weapon, right?
I think it still is.
Yeah,
They
like
haven't changed it.
like
Your arm is a deadly weapon.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like, okay, you're stuck because you could really hurt somebody, and this person is really ignorant. And
Yeah.
he's
You're-
pumping his chest
yeah.
and stuff like that. So there is a level of responsibility now. You can't pop off as much as you want. Like it's the same thing. If you're high level CEO, you have to accept the level of
There's a
responsibility.
responsibility. Patriarch of a family, a matriarch of a
If
family.
you're running the house,
Yeah.
there's
a
a sense of
responsibility, for sure.
responsibility that you have to uphold.
Number 9, you become a teacher along the process. Part of becoming a black belt and through the mastery is being able to teach your craft.
Yes.
I've been in training now for, again, about 2 decades. And the amount I only grew further and further and further, not just by doing, but by teaching and seeing my students kind of grow and flourish alongside with them,
Yeah.
where they start to create a mastery out of it.
Yeah.
That's nothing, nothing prouder for a person to be like, hey, listen, all these people kind of stem from you.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, imagine teaching Kanye West how to play on
Yeah.
the piano, and
Yeah.
now he's taking
Yeah, he's
that to level.
flourished,
So
of course.
it's pretty much the same. Like
Yeah,
the
it's-
amount of people I've seen
something sparked,
I've
right?
seen you personally train, develop, and the things that they're doing, man, it's crazy to
Yeah,
see.
it's a spark, right?
It's crazy to see.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
So and that now enhances your level of learning.
Well, that's
makes
so
you better.
That's the thing that a lot of people have to realize, that whenever you level people up around you, you level up yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the only real way of leveling up once you get to a certain extent. So after a certain extent, it's like training yourself and learning more exercise and stuff, or whatever it may be, whatever game you're in. Further playing the game, it's no longer just about you. It's about leading for others and affecting others and allowing them to kind of flourish too, right?
What do you say to those people who say that mindset of, oh, if I teach people my thing, they're just gonna take it, or they're gonna do this and that? What do you?
Well, what did you expect? If everybody had that attitude too, you probably wouldn't have learned the art yourself. The art isn't for you to say singularly, this is mine alone. What the gift is in being able to know it and to teach it.
Yes.
And the reward is to seeing other people you've taught it put it to use just like yourself.
Yes.
Right, being applied. So for somebody to be like, hey, they're gonna go take this and run with it, and they may go to another company. I'm okay with that. To be honest with you, it's happened already to us. And to me, it's like, hey, at least I know where you came from.
Yeah.
Whether or not you ever wanted to be, I know where you came from, and
Yeah.
I know that, hey, at least the skills that I have applied to you and have taught you have helped you to flourish and start, right?
And if it's helped other people as
that's still
as
leveled me up
byproduct,
regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
That's still leveled me up. That's
So
what I see it.
so again, adding to that, you're combining that principle with the humbleness, the vision too,
Of
like
course.
seeing that it's not about you.
No, it's not about me. It's for the greater
art,
good.
for
Yeah,
the
for
greater
sure.
good. The humbleness.
We've had
Yeah.
people that used to work with us here in this company, and now they work for other companies, and they've used what we've taught them, or they're currently using what we've taught them to apply and to be successful in their own way. And I think that's a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
Whether or not we get along anymore on a personal level, that's okay. But
Yeah.
the great thing is you're applying that, and that's fantastic. Number 10. Endurance. The black belt mentality is all about endurance. It is, and when we say endurance, we mean it in every matter. It is the ability to endure hardship
Yes.
and to break through it. The
Yep.
ability to get your ass handed to you day in and day out, and to get up. It's the ability to endure things mentally and physically, emotionally, when your body's crying uncle. Right? When your lungs are fucking dying and you can't even go for that last sprint anymore,
You're gonna do it.
you're going to do it. The last round, who's seen the Rocky movie series? Like everybody,
Yeah,
come on,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's the ability to endure.
Endure, man. And for me, when I told you, I started off when I was 8 years old, I think, judo. Class of 40 people. I was literally the only person to get my black belt.
Wow.
those 40 people. Out of all
Big
those
up
40
to that.
people.
Big
yeah,
up
man.
to that.
Yeah,
That's
man.
huge.
The
Yeah.
only one.
Yeah.
And that is 100% because of endurance.
Yes, of
100%.
course.
I wasn't
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
I just showed up every
Yeah,
time.
you just showed
I
up.
just showed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I need to get this. I need to get my black belt.
Yeah.
I think I deserve it. The sport, I belong to this sport. My body's made for the sport. And shame on me if I don't endure this and go for it.
Yeah. That's an awesome mentality to have, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what it takes
That's what it takes
to pretty much master anything. And this is your business. Your, tough families and strong families last because they're able to endure hardship together.
If you're an artist,
Yeah.
if you're an artist,
An artist trying to
Same
make
thing.
it, same idea, man.
dude, same
You're
thing.
gonna
You're a
get turned
martial art,
down.
an artist. You're a martial artist because you create great stuff, and then sometimes you're not gonna get praised for it. And
Yeah.
you have to keep going,
have to
keep
keep-
developing,
you have
keep
to keep
developing, keep
enduring.
developing, keep enduring, keep producing great shit. And eventually, you create a catalog, and people will be like, "Holy shit, this person is an overnight success." It's like, no, motherfucker, I endured.
I
kept
endured
creating.
20 years of this,
I
15
kept
years of this.
adding.
Yeah.
I kept adding to my toolbox. I kept being
And
better.
after about 15 years, now you like my style.
Yes.
Because it's taken me 15 years to come up with this.
Well, same thing, dude. When I was starting in judo, I showed friends when I was younger,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "Oh, that's gay."
Yeah.
Oh, you're cuddling somebody on
Yeah.
the ground,
Yeah.
like grappling.
Yes.
And those same motherfuckers are like acting like they know everything about UFC and shit. So sometimes it's about timing. Artists,
Yes.
if you're an artist or whatever, sometimes it's about time. Sometimes the
timing,
world
yeah.
isn't ready for your shit
Exactly.
yet. But keep going.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit
Yeah.
if anybody cared about judo.
Yeah.
But now everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? I
Yeah.
know the same with us. No one gave a shit about working out before.
Working out before.
but now they're
everybody's
talking about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Who saw a chiro or physio before? Nobody. That was the
and
that was some
alongside with
nerdy
your
ass shit.
and alongside with your training plan. Yeah.
Nobody did that
saw
before,
it.
but
It was
we didn't
nerdy,
give a shit. We
But we
knew.
systemized it. Yeah.
Over time, things would happen. So same thing. Don't get the ability to not give a shit. Love your art to the greatest ability that you can, and endure as much as you can. You will eventually succeed, and I promise you.
Guys, if you follow our guidelines, you'll be better equipped to deal with your life, anything that comes at you. And man, you're gonna just totally change into a whole different person.
Yeah, when times are tough, when things are great, don't ever forget this black mentality. These 10 principles. There's more, but these are 10 crucial principles of being a black belt. Not only on our sport or martial art, and anything in life. So adopt a black belt mentality. Put it on your phone. Put it on your freaking wall. You are a black belt, and you will strive to be a black belt. All right.
Anyway, thank you very much for being with us here today at Behind the Strength podcast, where we help you build your health, wealth, and peace of mind. If you got anything out of this, if you liked it, please do leave a comment. Anything you'd like to ask, any topics you'd like us to cover, you can also email
us at bts@strengthenyou.com. That's Bobby Terry Sandy at strength the letter N the letter U.com. Hit us up. Tell us if you love us, hate us. If you have any questions, comments, we'll always answer. All right. Thanks again for listening or watching. Till the next one.
I'm Carlo. I'm Christian.
And I'm Carlo.
See you later.